Hi everyone, welcome back to the Big Oggie Bakehouse. Today is a kind of recipe, but it's also just me trying something out. As you know from watching other videos, I like to experiment. And I watch Instagram a lot, and I follow a lot of the foodie channels, and River Cottage, everyone knows River Cottage, Who for New Whitensfield and River Cottage HQ. They're doing lots of various lockdown recipes at the moment with some of the people that are connected with them. And this is bacon. I'm going to make bacon. Love bacon. Everyone knows I love bacon, so why not make your own? And this is Stephen Lamb. Stephen Lamb is one of the contributors on River Cottage very regularly. He's expert at making things like charcuterie and smoked meat products, etc. And he's teaching people how to make basic cured bacon. Kelly's on camera, by the way. I knew she just had to chip in at some point. So I'm going to just show you the 10 seconds, 20 second introduction to what is happening on Instagram TV. Instagram TV on Stephen Lamb's channel. And he showed this part 1 yesterday. We're doing it today. And in a few days time we'll show part 2. So I can't put the whole video on, we're just going to show you the quick intro. If you want to see the detailed way of doing this, go to the Instagram TV account of Stephen Lamb and River Cottage HQ and you'll find it. Okay.
Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen at home. I hope you're all staying safe and well out there, being positive. We've had a bit of time on our hands, haven't we? Forced upon us really. And I know a lot of you are spending that time well with your families, but also getting into your food projects. I've got a particular passion, and most of you will know that I love the world of curing and smoking. And so I want to take you on a journey and do a little food project. We're going to make some bacon.
Okay, so that was Stephen. This is me. I've done as I'm told. I have gone to my local farm shop. I've gone to some Burrian farm shop. They're fantastic. So I bought this piece of pork belly from him. This is a 1 kilo piece of pork belly with the bone in and the skin on, as I've been told on the details. So we're going to put it in a glass dish, and we're just going to put lots of bits and pieces on it. Now, everything to do with this, you know, look at Stephen Lamb's detailed instructions, because I know nothing. And this is why I'm going to try this, because I'm just like you, seeing something on the channel going, oh, that's really cool, let's have a go. So we've got, this is kind of science, so everything is kind of exact. So this is a 1 kilo piece of pork, and everything is worked out to 500 grams. So we're going to use 30 grams of salt. This is ground sea salt, but you can also get stuff called PDV salt, which is a kind of vacuumed salt, and there's obviously kind of a butcher's curing salt. We've got Cornish sea salt that have been ground down really fine, and we've also got 30 grams of demerara sugar, because that's the whole process really to make bacon, is the salt and the sugar is combined, and the salt draws out all the moisture, and that's kind of what makes bacon. That's as much as I know about bacon. So we're going to mix these two together. We're also going to add some cracked black peppercorns. We've only got a few. Stephen Lamb has also said juniper berries. No chance of getting juniper berries in a lockdown in the end of Cornwall. And bay leaves. Now we've got some dried bay leaves, so not sure if we're going to put them or not. We're just trying this as a basic experiment. We would like a bay tree. We just currently still set in the garden. We haven't got one. I've asked a few people around, and some people said, oh, I've got a bay in their garden and we could have some of mine, but we actually looked up and I found out there are 2 bays that are actually okay to use and they're safe to use for cooking, and 2 that kill you. So
we won't take that risk.
We won't take the risk, okay? So the idea is you mix all these things together, you rub it on the skin and you rub it on the underside, and then you shove it in the fridge for a few days. It's going to be fun. So we'll put this together, show you in a few days, and I'll come back when I've learned part 2 of Stephen Lamb's how to make bacon. Hopefully we should have this done in about a week, and then we'll have bacon to try. Okay, so there's the salt and the sugar. I'm just going to throw the peppercorns in. As Stephen says, you can add lots of different other botanicals and things to put in this, but we're just going for the absolute basic right now because that's all we've got. And you mix it all up so it's all even. 3%. It's always about 3%. So 3% in salt and 3% in sugar for this would be 30 grams of salt, 30 grams of sugar, and it goes on to 1 kilo of meat. So the idea is to just spread this liberally on. Not really going to massage it in, just going to coat it fairly well, liberally I guess. Turn them over. This is skin on for now. I'm going to put plenty of that on as well. Obviously, if you see Stephen's Instagram video, you'll see there's more herbs and things in his. We'll just carry on. Also put this on the sides. And he said it doesn't matter about the bits that are on the outside, because as the liquid draws out, that'll all kind of combine and it'll still carry on drawing towards the meat. So pretty much we are done. The idea now, I believe, is to just pop it in the fridge for the next few days and come back to part 2 on this video, and we'll see what goes on next. Hi everybody, welcome back. Time moves on and we are at day 6. Okay.
Day 6.
There was another little Stephen Lamb video which was on Instagram, but it didn't really explain anything, just said this is what's happening after day 3 and 4, to just show you what it looked like.
It showed you how much liquid
was coming out of it.
I don't know if you can see that because of how far away you are, but there is quite a bit of liquid.
Yeah, there was a lot of almost juice in a way, but it's lots of things coming out of it. And when you get to day 6, you have bacon. Day 5, day 6, around that time. So now is the important bit. Now is the bit where Kelly gets involved. The reason she gets involved is because sharp knives. I'm not allowed sharp knives. Well, Kelly don't think I am. I'm probably a bit handsy with a knife, aren't I?
Well, and I did work for butchers for a while, so I think I'm a bit more semi-qualified.
Yeah, I do have a steady hand for painting, but you know, you wouldn't let me loose with a sharp knife with that.
No, because if you go wrong with a sharp knife, you won't be painting anymore, dear.
Well, that's true. Okay. So first of all, we take the joint of meat out and we wash it under a tap. We clean off all the salts and all the impurities and whatever it's on there now, and then we dry it with a tea towel. After that, we do a little bit of boning and we take the skin off. So we're going to show you some of that close up. We'll get back to you in a second.
Off to the sink.
Off to the sink. Okay, so now it's been thoroughly washed. We're just going to dry it in a tea towel, wrap it up in a tea towel, get it nice and ready for cutting, really.
I think the drier it is, the less likely you're to slip with it.
Well, that's true.
So
we'll move back over here. Kelly's back on main camera, so am I occasionally at the moment. So we're going to do a bit close up. There is a bone that comes through here. 2, 3,
4 rib bones and then a tiny bit of cartilage here. So we're just going to go underneath the bones and take that piece off. As you can see, there's quite a lot of meat on the top of this bone. And what was recommended is that you chop these little bits up and use them as lardons.
Which is perfect, we can use them in lots of things.
That's what we're going to try and do. So we'll just go underneath the bones.
Just take your time. So there's no rush with this, just the same as when you fillet in fish and everything else. You just take your time with it.
You try and keep your knife flat and feel the bone as you go along.
Very good, looks great. We're also using a tea towel underneath our little cutting board at the moment just to try and stop it moving around. It's the next thing on our list, is a really decent cutting board. We really just have neglected that in our kitchen utensils, haven't we?
We have.
So there you go.
There's your bones out.
That's really good.
So this is the stuff that I'm going to cut off after and make lardons with.
Perfect.
So it's not wasted. So now I'm going to turn it over and just take the skin off. I actually want to take this bit of sinewy stuff off here because I don't really like the feel of it.
Okay. Well, that's the thing now, you can just trim it the way you like it. This is actually streaky bacon, obviously, because we're using belly of pork. Next time we're going to try this with a loin of pork, and that should hopefully give us back bacon. We may do another video, because that'd be quite interesting if we've now got the juniper berries and the bay leaves and things that we probably needed before, just to see if there's a bit of a taste difference.
That's gone. That's nicer now.
Okay.
Now, the thing with the top, when you take the skin off, is you take as little of the fat as you can.
Yeah,
so
we want the fat. That's the important bit.
You want the fat to render down. So as you can see on ours, we've got quite a nice bit of fat this end.
Yep.
But the other end, next to none.
Yeah,
so,
and I guess all little joints are going to be slightly different every time.
And
so,
it's the same process as you did with the bone. Try and keep the knife flat. And just be careful.
Take your time. Just take your time. Just peel it back very carefully. Make sure your knife is sharp as well. You know, sharp knives are much better than blunt knives. So we're just going to let Kelly go and finish this, and then we'll come back to you when we carve this up.
So there's our piece of skin. That goes in the bin along with that. And we have left some streaky bacon.
Yeah, and obviously being streaky is going to be quite thin, we know that. So that's why next time we're going to go for a loin of pork and see if we can make fat bacon.
So we've got quite a lot of fat on this end, but because it's homemade bacon, there is going to be none of that white gunky stuff that comes out of bacon that you buy in the shop.
No, there'll be no water and no just additives really.
So you do need a little bit of fat, and you're going to cook it quite slowly so that you allow its own fat to render down a bit, which will give you a nice taste.
You just slice it this way. And just obviously as thin or as thick as you like. Obviously thin is better.
That's really not.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit with a fair bit of fat on it at this end.
And obviously you can cut it as thin or as thick as you like.
I know.
Proper little bits of streaky.
Yeah, that's what I noticed the other day when I saw Stephen Lamb cut his like this. First couple of slices you thought, well, that's not very good, but actually after a couple of slices it becomes what you kind of expect to see everywhere, which is proper bacon. It looks like bacon. It's going to taste fantastic. So we're going to go and fry a little bit off it in the pan. We're going to dry fry it, obviously. We don't need to add any fat or anything to this. It's got enough on it already. And we'll show you what it's like when it's cooked. Right. So,
pan's getting warm. Get some tongs. And let's give it a go.
Now someone commented the other day on Twitter when I said I was trying to make bacon. They thought it'd be brilliant because I'm actually making bread as well. So we'll have the ultimate bacon sandwich, homemade bacon, homemade bread. So that could be a great video at some point in the future. I think I'll have to start showing how I make bread next.
You do love the sizzle of a bacon, don't you?
Perfect, isn't it? Let's go close up for a bit of a sound. So we're just continuing to cook this a minute. We're just doing this slowly. We're going to do another thinks with drinks kind of discussion at some point.
Yeah.
And one of the discussions I've now thought of is, how do you like your bacon? Because you are a kind of slimy, not cooked properly bacon person. Well, I like it crispy, and you don't. You like it waved at a pan, which is, you know, each to their own. But I'm just going to show you some more. We'll just turn this once for a moment. Still looking great. It smells fantastic, I have to say. And as you can see, nothing, no rubbish, no white, gunky stuff, nothing, just bacon.
Some of these bits are slightly thicker.
It's again learning how thin you can cut it, isn't it?
But Stephen Lamb did say that if you do cut something a bit thicker, you can always run the back of a knife over it to flatten it down.
Flatten it down a bit more. Yeah, yeah.
So literally it is each to its own.
Well, that's the thing. Not everyone's going to have a bacon slicer anywhere. So this is all part of rustic cooking, home cooking, shall we say?
This reminds me of that television programme, The Good Life, where you take a raw ingredient and you turn it into something else that makes it more useful.
Just makes it better, more interesting, gives you more variations to something you're already used to.
I mean, I'm really pleased with this because the actual joints cost us about £7.
£7, I think. So if you think about it, we're going to get, well, there's loads of slices we can get out of that, and depending on how thick we cut it. And it's proper bacon, so there's no rubbish in it. So it's actually cheaper than buying it in the shops, and it'll be better. It'll just taste better. Just turn this over.
Nearly there.
Nearly there. Right, I'm going to get this out of the pan, and I'm going to give it a taste test. We'll move back to the main camera for that. We'll just show it coming out the pan. Looks great. And the only fat in that pan is the fat from the bacon itself. So let's move back to the main camera. Okay, so first impressions, obviously it's quite thick bacon, which is the way we cut it. Doesn't seem particularly tough. It seems nice and easy to cut. This is just a normal knife and fork. We're not using a steak knife or anything particularly sharp, which is great. It's going to be quite hot. Who wants to go first? Oh, you're going to feed me then?
No.
Oh, typical. Thanks very much.
Not bit.
That's fine. Thank you.
That's really good.
It's really good, isn't it?
That's not salty at all.
No. And we were, because we actually put an extra day on what we thought, so that's just brilliant. That's totally changed.
And I can absolutely taste the sugar at the end, the sweetness at the end.
That's really nice. That's, someone did say once you make your own cakes, you don't like buying anymore. Once you make your own bread, you don't like buying anymore. Once you make your own bacon, oh.
We've actually got a book coming today all about curing and smoking.
Yeah, written by Stephen Lamb for the River Cottage, the River Cottage Handbook on curing and smoking.
We'll definitely be doing some more of it.
We will be doing a lot more because I bought some special salt, didn't I?
Yes, you did buy some special salt.
Yeah, there's a special salt.
At the beginning of this video, you hear about the special salt.
Go and get it.
We couldn't get any, so for this one we used very finely ground sea salt, but you're supposed to use something called
PDV.
PDV salt.
PDV salt.
Pure dried vacuum salt.
Yeah, and how much did we need?
We needed 30 grams, but we couldn't get it anywhere. So
No.
I managed to get it on Amazon, but the smallest amount I could get was 12.5 kilos.
So we might be starting a cottage industry about making bacon. I do hope there's an awful lot of curing things in that book we can try.
Enough to cure a
This is
corpse
like my
there.
own baby, this is, yeah. So we'll be making a lot more bacon, probably on the channel.
Hope you've enjoyed this anyway. It's been a
Yeah,
good one.
hope you enjoyed this. As I said, it's not like a pure recipe one. Go to the River Cottage Instagram account and their Instagram TV account if you want to see the Stephen Lamb details. Look up Stephen Lamb. He's got a fantastic website all about slow life, slow living, slow cooking, slow everything at the moment. We're going to join that as a group. I'm going to put this down. Oh, there we. And stick with us. We've got lots and lots of different recipes to do. Lots of cakes, lots of main meals, lots of just experiments like this to try out. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends. We are growing all the time.
See you again soon, guys.
Love it. See you again soon.
Bye.
Bye for now, everybody.